And the Indian Sports Network is on the air. Good evening, everybody. This is Kenny Masterson coming to you live from Clopton High School, where tonight we are going to see a football game between the visiting Mark Twain Tigers and your hometown Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks. Both teams coming into this game are 2-4, so it should be a pretty even game. The all-time record on these two teams, and again, when I say all-time, this is only going back a few years, but some people consider that all-time, I guess. It's 5 wins for Mark Twain and 2 wins for Clopton Elsberry over the past 10 years. And, all right, just to show the differences in these teams, we've got coming into this game, the points per game is Clopton Elsberry is averaging 29.3, and Mark Twain is averaging 19. Points against in a game, the points allowed, whatever you want to call it, is Clopton Elsberry is 23.7, and Mark Twain is 26. So Clopton Elsberry is actually a little bit ahead on those stats, but once again, I'll go with my byline on these games. That's why they play the game in person and not on paper. Because you will see a team that shouldn't win a game win the game. Their last meeting last year was on the 5th of October, so about 53 weeks ago, and Mark Twain came out on top of that 41-26. I'm going to go over a few stats here coming into this game. Sean Yates, quarterback for Clopton Elsberry, he's had 75 completions out of 159 attempts, and he's had a total of 1,226 yards total, with and that is a 16.3 average, and that's 204 yards per game with 13 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. For rushing, Yates is also leading on that, and we are going to take a break right now for the national anthem. At this point in time, we're having the marching band come out onto the field. All right, I apologize for all this dead airspace. They are taking quite a bit of time to get the band out here. Okay, nice rendition of the national anthem there by the combined Clopton and Elsberry high school bands. Um, anyway, I'll get into these stats a little later. I am going to, because we're only 5 3/4 minutes away from game time. So right now I'm going to go over the rosters. For the visiting Mark Twain, we're going to have number 2, Jackson Lake. Number 3, Lakota Preston. Number 5, Devin Whaley. Number 9, Dawson Talbot. Number 10, Ryan Spoonhour. Number 12, Brady Sims. Number 17, Avery Epperson. Number 20, Peyton Hawkins. Number 22, Nick Rule. Number 24, Braden McLeod. Number 25, Lucas McLeod. Number 27, Ben Rule. Number 28, Evan Torrance. Number 32, Logan Perigo. Number 34, Landon Moss. Number 35, Gavin Davis. Number 38, Austin Shepard. Number 39, Jace Barton. Number 42, Cameron Misner. And number 43/61, I'm not sure what that means, but Coleman Epperson. Number 52, Cameron Asquith. Number 54, Brian Yelton. Number 55, Mac Davenport. Number 56, Josh Brothers. Number 58, Trey Monroe. Number 59, Caden Hill. Number 62, Gavin Robertson. Number 68, Matthias Doherty. Number 70, Clayton Turnbull. Number 72, Philip Marty. Number 73, Tyler Amore. Number 78, Ashton Hughes. Head coaches Carl Asbury, assisted by Mark Epperson, Jared Ackright, Steve Schwedner, and Cody Parker. That is the roster for the Mark Twain Tigers. Now your roster for the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks. Number 2, Bryce Irving. Number 3, Justin Genomine. Number 4, Basin Street. Number 5, Zach Evans. Number 6, Joshua Wolanski. Number 8, Tyler Kuntz. Number 11, Landon Struss. Number 12, Sean Yates. Number 13, Kyle Martin. Number 15, Lucas Martin. Number 19, Eli Gladney. Number 20, Dorian Zumwalt. Number 23, Trevor Ashing. Number 25, Jake Reimel. Number 32, Justin Shaw. Got ahead of myself on the next name. 35, Malik McPike. 38, Avery Hall. Number 45, Colby Twellman. Number 50, Jacob Martin. Number 54, Ethan King. 55, Gabriel Hill. 59, Randy Freeborn. 60, Nathan Martin. 65, Riley Walker. 68, Brody Freeborn. 71, Jacob Wolanski. 72, Ryan McNully. 75, Jorgen Kruger. 77, Chance Lucas. 81, Dylan Kaplan. And number 99, Will Clark. Head coaches Butch Wolanski, assisted by Nick Grimaud, Chad Twellman, Chuck Bowers, Alex Black, and Colin Dugan. Cheerleaders for Clopton, Madison Parrish, Laura Huckstep, Stephanie Talbert, Ashlyn Hunter, Kylie Lucas, Sierra Miller, Ellie Beecham, Gracie Palmer, and they are coached at Clopton by Linda Parrish. Elsberry cheerleaders, Jade Cooper, Melody Hall, Haley King, Gracie Mahurin, Jordan Sir, Kennedy Flynn, Isabel Bayless, Mia Spurlock, Abby Braden, McKenna Mills, Sierra Crenshaw, Kaylee Duval, and they are coached by Carrie Braden. We've got about a little over 2 minutes remaining till this game starts. And so once again, in rushing, Yates is leading the IndianHawks in rushing with 57 carries, that's for 361 yards. His long carry was 47 yards, and he's got 60.2 yards per game. In receiving, we have Kyle Martin with 30 receptions, 569 yards, averaging 19 yards per reception, and 94.8 yards per game with 7 touchdowns. In the all-purpose yard category, we have Kyle Martin leading that with 685 total yards, and that's 114.2 yards per game. The longest pass reception of the season has been by Landon Struss with 67 yards. Some of the other rushers that are leading is Jake Reimel with 38 carries, And for 177 yards, averaging 4.7. And Zach Evans with 27 carries for 167 yards and 6.2 yards per carry. The receiving, we have Zach Evans again with 19 receptions for 231 yards and 12.2 average. And Landon Struss with 4 receptions for 141 yards for a whopping 35.3 yards per reception. Touchdowns has been Zach Evans with 8, Kyle Martin with 7, Sean Yates with 4, Jake Reimel with 2, Malik McPike with 2, and Landon Struss with 1. So let's go ahead and take a quick break here before we get into this game.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that, but when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Okay, we are back. We've got 12 minutes on the clock, and the teams are out in the middle, as you can see, and at least the people that are watching this, if you're listening to it on KYRO 1280 AM or 105.3 FM, then you're not seeing this, but it looks like after the coin toss, Mark Twain won the coin toss, and they deferred to the second half, and so the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks are going to be receiving the ball first, and it looks to me like they're going to be defending the south end of the field for this first quarter. So as they head out onto the field, as you can see, they are going down to the south end of the field. And Mark Twain they're breaking up their huddle, and they're going to be going to the north end of the field. And one thing you can't see, that I can see right now, is a very pretty full moon up here. So back to receive for the IndianHawks. Looks like Malik McPike. Let's see, is that 25? That's 25 or 35. And there's the kick. And everybody jumped on it. And it looks like it's going to be Mark Twain's ball. So Mark Twain recovered that onside kick, and they are going to be 1st and 10 for Mark Twain. So Mark Twain is starting off right the way they want to be. They're going to be 1st and 10 from the IndianHawk 38-yard line. So they're starting off. They have 3 backs. Quarterback is in the pistol position. And he is keeping the ball and running to the outside, to the far side. And I don't think he's quite got a first down. That's going to be Peyton Hawkins for their quarterback keeper. So, yeah, he's about, looks like he's going to be about 3 yards shy of a first down. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 for the Mark Twain Tigers. So, receivers out, one receiver out on each end, quarterback in the pistol position with 2 backs. Hands off to Avery Epperson, and he runs forward for about 5 yards or so. And they're going to have a first down for Mark Twain. Looks like the ball is going to be on about the 26-yard line. Okay, still the quarterback back in the pistol position. 2 backs with him. Hands off to Epperson again, and he is caught from the back by the IndianHawks. And that's Riley Walker in on the tackle. Loss of about 2 yards. So it's going to be about 2nd and 12 for Mark Twain. Early in this game, 11:20 remaining in the first quarter, and there is no score. Mark Twain on the opening drive. And here's a keeper for the quarterback, and he is brought down in the backfield. That is Peyton Hawkins brought down in the backfield. He was coming to the near side. Loss of another 3 or 4 yards. They are back now at about the 31.5-yard line. So going to have 3rd and 15 for the Tigers. So after a couple of successful runs, the IndianHawks have decided to come out on defense. Hey, and there was a quick snap, forward pass, and he is going to go in for the touchdown. That is number 34. That is Landon Moss. I don't see any yellow flags out there. So right after the IndianHawks were seeing what to do with their run, Mark Twain comes right back with the pass, and they are in for 6 points. Here's the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. Couldn't see his number on who was kicking. But with 10 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter, the score is now Mark Twain 7, the IndianHawks 0. That was Mark Twain's opening drive.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri.
All right, turns out there wasn't enough time for that commercial. So, kicking off, see if I can see his number. Another short kick, but it's recovered by the IndianHawks this time. So, IndianHawks will get to show off their offense now, 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Yates back in a pistol position. Quick throw over to the sidelines, and That was to Landon Struss, and he was caught immediately. Loss of about a half a yard or so on the play brings up second and about 11. Zach Evans and Kyle Martin to the near side. Yates is in a shotgun. And he is back to pass. Okay, passes to Zach Evans, and he is caught immediately. But there is a gain on that play, so it's going to be about third and about 6 or so. He is up to about the 44-yard line. So they're going to have 3rd and 6 on this next play. So the IndianHawks have come out passing. Once again, Yates back in a shotgun. 3 wide receivers on the far side, and he's keeping it himself and running. And he is up, and he lunges forward, and I believe he got the first down with that final lunge. He threw the ball ahead. And it is a first down. So a little extra effort there by Sean Yates. And he's able to get the ball forward, and they place it just ahead of the 50-yard line. So they are, the front end of the ball is into Mark Twain territory. The back end isn't. So once again, okay, Yates is under center now. And he hands off. Couldn't see who he handed off to, but it looks like the ball might have come out. Can't really tell. Looks like that ball was recovered by Gabriel Hill. So they lost almost a yard on that play. Brings up second about 11. All right, they have Rymel McPike on the far side and Kyle Martin on the near side for receiving. Yates is back to pass. There's a forward pass and right through the hands. Right through the hands of Kyle Martin. So that brings up 3rd and 11 for the IndianHawks from just outside their 50-yard line. Just sitting there looking at the 50-yard line down through there, and it kind of crooked. I don't think my dad would have liked that if that would have been a soybean row. Okay, Sean back to pass. Sean Yates back to pass. Nobody there. He's under a lot of pressure. And the ball drops. He was trying to dump it off to Zach Evans. So that's bringing up 4th down and 11. So Yates back in a shotgun position. Zach Evans standing next to him. He's back to pass. Pass ahead up the middle, and that pass was intended for Landon Struss, and it falls incomplete, and so Mark Twain will take over on downs from just inside their 50-yard line. Once again, they have the ball in Clopton Elsberry territory. At least the front end of the ball is in Clopton Elsberry territory. The back of the ball is not. Of course, if the line would have been straighter, then more of the ball would have been back. All right, quarterback in pistol position. high snap, hands it off to Avery Epperson, and he picks up a yard or two. He went right up the middle and picks up close to 2 yards, brings up second and about 8. Hawkins back in a shotgun position. Another high pass, and he is brought down. He's brought down right about the 50-yard line. He's 49 and a half. So loss of a yard and a half or so on that play. Brings up third down and about 9 to 9 and a half. .6:17 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Mark Twain Tigers over the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks. And back in pistol position again, and he's back to pass. And that pass was intended for Landon Moss, and it bounced off his shoulders and fell to the ground. So it brings up fourth down now for the Mark Twain Tigers. Be fourth and a very long 9. Looks like maybe they are going to punt. Can't see his number from here, see who their punter is. But anyway, they are going to punt. He gets the punt away. And it takes a very good Mark Twain bounce. And it looks like it's back about the 3 or 4 yard line. That was very fortunate bounce for Mark Twain, and then the ball died once it got down there. Did not go into the end zone. So 1st and 10 for the IndianHawks. 5:51 remaining in the first quarter. And all the way down to the far end of the field. Yates is under center. Hands off. Zach Evans up the middle, and he's tripped up, but he does pick up probably 8 or 9 yards. Looks like about 8 yards that he picked up. So it'll bring up 2nd and 2. He had a pretty good opening coming up through that line, but the secondary jumped in there and caught him before he could get any farther. So Zach Evans in the backfield. Looks like Jake Reimel in the backfield. Kyle Martin is on the near side. Another run up the middle, and they're having trouble getting him down. He is still going. That was Zach Evans again, and he got a big run up to, where are we here, about the 34-yard line. So that is obviously a first down. So the first 2 or 3 plays, IndianHawks are moving the ball well on the ground. 4:54 remaining in the first quarter. 1st and 10, IndianHawks from their own 34-yard line. Yates under center. And now he hands off to Reimel. Reimel goes to the far side, and he picks up maybe a yard. He got a little farther than I thought he did. He got about 3 yards, brings up 2nd and 7. So we have 2nd and 7 for the IndianHawks. Kyle Martin here on the near side. Landon Struss in from him just a little bit. Yates is under center, throws back Throws back to Jake Reimel, and he picked up another couple of yards. Looks like they're going to put it on the 39-yard line. So it looks like we're going to have 3rd and 5. So critical down right here, 3rd and 5 for the IndianHawks. And Yates is back in a shotgun now. And he's back to pass, and he's under some pressure. He does get the ball away, and pass was intended to Kyle Martin, but could not pick it up. So brings up 4th and 5. He just couldn't get to that ball. He was heading for it, but the pass was out in front of him. So looks like Malik McPike is back to punt. Gets the punt away, and it takes an Indian Hawk bounce, and it's going to be downed at about the 12-yard line. So good punt by Malik McPike. And Mark Twain will take over 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line with 3:03 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 Mark Twain. Mark Twain scored on their opening drive, and Indian Hawks have not been able to answer it. So they punted off to Mark Twain and see if the Indian Hawks defense can hold them up again. Hawkins was back in a shotgun position, and they tried running up the middle, and nothing there. They picked up maybe 3 yards. So it looks like it's going to be 2nd and 7. Ball is placed just a little past the 15-yard line. So 2nd and 7. Once again, Hawkins back in a shotgun position. One wide out on each end and runner in motion. Hands off to Epperson, and he angled to the far side through the line. And he picked up another 3 or 4 yards. So it looks like it's going to be third down and a long 1 yard. So 3rd and 1 for Mark Twain. Hawkins back in a shotgun, and the snap gets through his hands, and he is tackled all the way back at about this 8-yard line. He was able to pick up the ball before he started running with it. So they're going to have 4th and about 14 or 15. And that is Philip Marty back to punt. Gets the punt away. Short punt here to the sidelines. It's going out of bounds about the 45-yard line. See where they place it exactly. Looks like they're placing it just right at the 45-yard line. So with 58.1 seconds remaining in the first quarter, score is 7-0. Mark Twain over the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks. IndianHawks take over 1st and 10 from the Mark Twain 45-yard line. They are just inside the 45. And Yates is under center. And he pitches back to Reimel. And Reimel is, wow, he gets away from the tacklers. Reimel turned a 5-yard loss into a probable first down. He had a 5-yard loss back there, and he was able to slip away from 2 defenders. And they didn't quite give him the first down. Looks like he's got about I don't know, maybe a foot and a half to go for a first down. So it's 2nd and inches. Yates under center again. And he's back to pass. And nobody to pass to. He's under some pressure. Finally dumps it off. And flag on the play. I got a feeling it's going to be, yep, I got a feeling it's going to be intentional grounding. Let's just see. There was no receiver. The intentional grounding. So that's a penalty. That's loss of yards plus loss of down. I think they're arguing that he was throwing out of bounds. They're explaining it to Coach Wolanski. See where they're going to place. I can't see where they haven't placed the ball yet. And there they go with it. Again, 1.5 seconds remaining in this first quarter. And they mark it off. It's basically going to be a third down and 10. Going to have a 3rd and 10 situation, and this is going to be the last play of the quarter. So instead of first down, all right, he's back at a shotgun now, and he's back to pass. And he's running here. He's under a lot of pressure. And he runs out of bounds back here just inside the 50-yard line, but it's going to be 4th down now and about 14. But that is the end of the first quarter. And so at the end of the first quarter, the score, Mark Twain 7 and the IndianHawks 0. Let's take a break.
The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about.
All right, back for the beginning of the second quarter. And Malik McPike back to punt. Nice punt down the field. And it is picked up by their player. I can't see his number. And he is brought down hard at about the 19-yard line. Like maybe Jackson Lake number 3, I think. Is number 3. That would be Lakota Preston. So, at the beginning of the second quarter, Mark Twain will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Well, I'm hearing him say there was a penalty flag down. I did not see it. Heard it was a false start on the offense. Apparently it was declined. Penalty is declined. So we'll have 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line from Mark Twain. All right, he's handed it off up the middle, going into that line, and there was nothing there. So gain of 4 on that play. He didn't go very far, but he did go 4 yards. So 2nd and 6 for Mark Twain. Once again, Hawkins back in a shotgun. Quick pass over here to the near side. That was to Braden McLeod, and he is brought down immediately, but he does pick up a couple more yards. So it's going to bring up 3rd and about 7. I said 3rd and 7. They have 7 yards. It's about 3rd and 3. 10:38 remaining in the first half. And the ball gets through once again, but he's able to, Hawkins is able to pick it up, but he is brought down in the backfield for a pretty good loss. All of these snaps have been high snaps. He's been pulling them down, but not that one. So they're back to about the 16-yard line. So they're going to have 4th and 14, and Philip Marty is going to punt it away. And he gets a nice punt. Jake Reimel lets it go. And it is down at about the 36-yard line. So the ball is at the Indian Hawk 36-yard line, and the Indian Hawks will take over 1st and 10. So with the exception of the beginning drive for Mark Twain, where they scored a touchdown, once we got past that, we're having the teams just play back and forth here, playing a little pitch and catch with the ball. Neither team's able to make much penetration into the other team's territory. So, see if the Indian Hawks can get something going here. Malik McPike here on the near side. Landon Struss in just a little bit. Yates is back in a shotgun, and he's rolling out here to the near side, and he's going to keep it and run, and he puts his head down and gets up over the 45-yard line to the 46, and he is close to a first down, and they give him the first down. The orange sticks are moving. So first down for Sean Yates and the Indian Hawks. Clock running with under 9.5 minutes to go in the first half. Yates is under center. Evans behind him, and Reimel behind him. Hands off to Evans. Evans is up the middle, and he is tripped up. He is tripped up at about after gaining about 4 yards. And so we're going to have 2nd and 6 coming up. Landon Struss a little slow to get up, but they get him up out of there, and he's walking back to the he's walking over to the sidelines now. Kind of favoring his left side just a little bit. Not with 8:50 to go in this first half. And now they start the clock again. And again, McPike here to the near side. Can't see who's to the far side. Reimel and Evans behind him. Yates keeps it. Long pass down through there, and it is falling short. There is a flag on the play. See what this is going to be. There could have been an illegal block. Pass interference. Offensive pass interference. Wow. When it rains, it pours. So that's going to bring up 2nd, and this ball is in another zip code right now. They have to go to the Mark Twain 44-yard line, and the line of scrimmage is on their own 35-yard line. So I'll let you do the math. Maybe you got a calculator with you. It's 26 yards if you didn't know. Or 21 yards. Yeah, 21 yards. I didn't have a calculator with me. .8:27 remaining in the first half. Scores 7-0. Mark Twain over the IndianHawks. The IndianHawks haven't even gotten close to being able to score yet. Every time that they get past the 50-yard line, they either run into a brick wall or they get penalized. This was a penalize. Yates back in a shotgun, and he passes up the middle, and Malik McPike was the intended receiver, and he is bumped. And flag on the play. I got a feeling this should be defensive pass interference. Yes, it is. So defensive pass interference. Finally, the IndianHawks have a penalty go in their favor. So see where they put the ball now. So we're going to have 2nd and about 6. So with a whole lot of plays in here, the ball is back to where it was to begin with before the pass interference calls. Yates in a pistol position now. Hands it off to Evans, and he's up through the middle and breaks some tackles into the secondary, and about 35 Mark Twain players get on top of him and bring him down, but not after a first down plus about 5 or 6. So Zach Evans takes him up to about the 37, 38-yard line. They're about the 38-yard line, I guess. 1st and 10. And once again, Yates back in a shotgun. Quick pass over to Malik McPike, and he on the near side, and he gets tripped up. He gets tripped up, but he does pull in probably 4 or 5 yards. They give him 4 yards on that, so we have 2nd and 6. And so this is about as far as the IndianHawks have been into the Tiger territory tonight. They just haven't been able to move the ball down inside their territory. So Yates back, and flags are down all over the place. Delay of game. Once again, as soon as they start making a little penetration, here comes the flags. So now instead of 2nd and 6, we're going to have 2nd and 11. So Yates back in a pistol position with Reimel and Evans back with him. He keeps the ball and runs to the near side and picks up a yard where he is tripped up. So he's right on the 40-yard line, and they need to go to about the 28-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 12. Yates went over to the sideline to get some plays. Now he's back in. Once again, Reimel's right next to him. Struss to the outside, threatening to pass to the near side, and then now a pass. Is that an interception, or did it hit the ground? Incomplete pass, so it brings up 4th and about 12. Pass was intended for Kyle Martin. So 4th down, looks like they are going to go for it with 6:07 remaining in the first half. Yates in a shotgun position. He's back and dumps it off to Jake Reimel. Reimel to the far side and is brought out of bounds. He's out of bounds. The ball came out, but he was already out of bounds. They get it up to about the 35-yard line. And that is where, not enough for a first down, and that's where Mark Twain's going to take over. So I guess about the 33-yard line is where Mark Twain will take over, 1st and 10. 5:56 remaining in the first half. And see where Hawkins is still back in the shotgun again. He's played the whole night in the shotgun. He hands off to number 32 out to look at the name, and he's got a first down plus. And he is still going. This is Logan Perigo. And he is up over the 50-yard line. It looks like he's about to the 48-yard line of the IndianHawks. First down, Mark Twain. Still a little over 5.5 minutes remaining in the first half. But once again, on the opening drive, Mark Twain scored, and there hadn't been anything since. Hawkins back in the shotgun, hands it off to Avery Epperson, and he is swallowed up just in a scrimmage. He picked up maybe 1.5 yards or 2 yards on that. I'm going to say 1 yard. So it's going to be, we could call it 2nd down and a long 8. Short 9, long 8, whatever. Once again, Hawkins back in a shotgun, hands it off. And that was Logan Perigo again, and he broke through once again. He's been their top runner tonight. So, big gain there, and they are now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. .423 and running remaining in this first half. And once again, up the middle to Avery Epperson, and he is swallowed up after a couple of yards. Brings up 2nd and about 7. Once again, Hawkins in the shotgun, and they fumbles the ball again, and he is brought down in the backfield. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 13. And now with 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, Hawkins back in a shotgun once again. He rolls out to pass, and he is hit as he passed. And the ball falls incomplete, so it brings up 4th and about 13 for Mark Twain. And they are on their, let's see, what is that, about the 28-yard, about the 26-yard line. See what they're going to do here. Looks like they are going for it. With 2:48 remaining. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. And it looks like we have an offside against the IndianHawks. That'll give them 5 more yards, but it's still going to be 4th down and about 8. So 4th and about 8 from the 22-yard line. And timeout, Mark Twain. So with the timeout, let's take a break. With 2:48 remaining in the first half, the score is 7-0. Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. Take a break.
Operation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
All right, we are back. 2:48 remaining in the first half. 7-0 Mark Twain, and they have a 4th and 8 from the IndianHawks 23-yard line. And there's Hawkins back to pass. There's the pass, and Pass was incomplete, but a flag on there, and it's going to be pass interference. So see, pass interference is the call. So that's going to give them a first down. See where they place the ball now. All right, they're placing the ball at about the 12-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Mark Twain with 2:43 remaining in the first half. Back in a shotgun position, and the runner breaks through the line. That is Logan Perigo again. And he picks up about 7 yards or so. Going to be 2nd down and 2nd and 2. Picked up 8 yards. He moved the stick just a little bit. So 2nd and 2 from the 4-yard line. So they've only got 4 more yards to the end zone, 2 more yards for a first down. And runner is Avery Epperson, and he got up to real close to the first down. Hard to tell from this angle. Looks to me like they're giving him the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal to go with 1:36 remaining in the first half. So a minute and a half to go in the first half, and Mark Twain is threatening again. Score is 7-0. Mark Twain. They scored on their opening drive. So one fullback behind Hawkins. Give him the ball, and he is brought down just before the goal line, it looks like. That was Epperson again. Avery Epperson, number 17. And the clock is stopped with 1:09 remaining in the first half. Timeout. So with 1:09 remaining in the first half, 7-0 is the score, and Mark Twain is threatening. Let's take a break.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we are back for the remaining 1:09 of this first half. Clopton Elsberry is out there ready to defend, and Mark Twain is ready to go with their 2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line, maybe the half-yard line. Under center, and there is Epperson in for the touchdown. No flags on the play. So at this point in time, to score with 1:06 remaining, the score is 13-0. Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. And here is number 17. That is Avery Epperson. Back to kick the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So 1:06 remaining in the first half. The score is 14-0. Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. So Mark Twain scored on their opening drive, and they scored on their last drive, hopefully, of the first half. Still a little over a minute to go. So Clopton Elsberry gets the ball with 1:06 left, and 2 timeouts remaining. But Clopton Elsberry just can't seem to get into very far into Mark Twain's territory. So Avery Epperson kicking for, number 17. That's Avery Epperson. He's kicking for Mark Twain. Looks like Jake Reimel and Dorian Zumwalt back. Another squib kick, and the IndianHawks fell on it this time. It kind of jumped around a little bit, but that was Mason Street recovering that kickoff. So, looks like they're at about the 43-yard line. So Clopton Elsberry with the ball, and 1:06 remaining in the first half. They've got the ball, but they are down by 2 touchdowns. So 1st and 10 for the IndianHawks. 1st and 10 from about the 43-yard line. And there's Yates back in a shotgun, and he's back to pass. Gets the ball, gets the pass to Zach Evans, and he is up about a 6-yard gain. About a 7-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 3. And they are in a hurry-up offense now. 45 seconds to go. Yates in a shotgun. There's the snap, and he's coming to the near side here, and he's back to pass, and it's intercepted. And they bring the ball back to about the 43-44 line. And looked like number 30 that intercepted the ball, but I don't have a number 30 on my chart here. So I guess a ghost player out there. So 1st and 10 for Mark Twain with 25.8 seconds remaining in the first half. Hawkins back in a shotgun position, and he gets the ball hands it off to Logan Perigo, and he is brought down in the backfield. Brings up 2nd, about 14. And 10 seconds remaining. And I think they're just going to let the clock run down. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And there is the siren that ends the first half. So the end of one half of this game of football, the score is Mark Twain 14 and Clopton Elsberry 0. And this whole first half can be summed up in neither team actually able to do much penetrating. And obviously Mark Twain did twice, but they really haven't looked all that great throughout the first half either. They just made a couple of yards or a couple of drives work, their first drive and their last drive. And so with that, they were able to put 14 points on the board, and Elsberry just Clopton Elsberry has just not been able to penetrate. So we're going to go ahead and take some breaks here and listen to a few commercials. And during this halftime, there's going to be the Clopton Elsberry homecoming ceremonies. And so I will put the camera down on that. I'm not going to try to announce anything because I don't have any of the information with me.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medications on time as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better health care. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that, but when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. These days, the concept of value matters more than ever, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Fans, when you attend a high school game, do you stand at attention during the national anthem? Do you cheer a good play by the opposing team? If your team loses, do you take it well in stride? If you have answered yes to any of those questions, you are showing positive examples of sportsmanship. Don't forget that when you attend high school events, young eyes are watching you for examples of acceptable behavior. By making a conscientious effort, you'll be helping our students grow into better citizens. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
Hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
The score of any athletic event is generally forgotten over time, but the actions of players, coaches, and spectators leave lasting impressions. The next time you attend a high school game, think of how history will remember you. Choose good sportsmanship and help rekindle the spirit of citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This message has been brought to you by your friends at the Missouri State High School Activities Association and this local radio station.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Elsberry Democrat. Log on to www.elsberrydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Whether it's balls and strikes, fouls, or flags, your referees and game officials are a vital part of high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know that they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. This message has been brought to you by your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. At Elsberry Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medications on time as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better health care. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com. Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Elsberry Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Elsberry and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Everybody knows that high school sports generate suspense, excitement, and drama.
They also generate higher grade point averages, stronger work habits, and greater self-esteem.
Everybody knows that high school sports give us more value for our entertainment dollar.
They also give us leaders committed to strengthening communities right here in Missouri. The true value of playing sports in school can't be measured in wins and losses or dollars and cents. Studies show that participation in sports, along with other extracurricular activities, is one of the best ways to teach leadership, cooperation, accountability, and other invaluable life skills. Don't just stand on the sidelines. Encourage the young people you know to get in the game. When you do, you'll be helping them get ahead in life. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Okay, we are back on the Indian Sports Network and also a broadcast KYRO 1280 AM and 105.3 FM. These games will be heard at noon on Saturday. And so we have 30 seconds to go on the clock until we'll be starting off this second half. And this is going to be Mark Twain is going to be receiving the ball because they deferred in the first half. So with a 14-0 lead, the Mark Twain Tigers received the ball in the beginning of the second half. And back to receive for Mark Twain is going to be number 3, Lakota Preston. Kicking off for IndianHawks, Kyle Martin. Kick down, Lakota Preston has the ball and fumbled it for a second, but was able to maintain control. And he broke through the main line there and is finally brought down at about the 43, 44-yard line. So let's see, they're giving him the ball about the 43-yard, maybe the 44-yard line, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for Mark Twain. So once again, Hawkins back in a shotgun, and he hands off. I think that was Epperson he handed off to, and he is picked up about 3 yards. Be 2nd and 7. Once again, this is the Indian Sports Network and KYRO 1280 AM and 105.3 FM. There's a quick sideline pass for Mark Twain. That was to Landon Moss, I believe. And he picked up 2 yards, be third down and a short 5. And they are just shy. They're about a yard shy. They're on the 49-yard line, about a yard shy of midfield with third down. And that was passed off to, or not passed off, handed off to Perigo. And he picked up another couple of yards. Going to be fourth down and about 2. They did cross the center line, and they are now at the 48-yard line of the IndianHawks. .10:36 remaining in the third quarter. Opening drive of the second half by Mark Twain. And there's Perigo again, and he has the first down. He broke through the defensive line and just chopping away at the defense. So 1st and 10, Mark Twain from the IndianHawks 46-yard line. The offense for Mark Twain has looked pretty much the same the entire game. Hawkins back in a shotgun position with 2 running backs out with him. And there's Perigo again. And he breaks through the line, about an 8-yard gain. And so it's going to be 2nd and 2. So they're just chipping away at that offensive or the defensive line of the IndianHawks. So here comes the Mark Twain offense again. And again, same offense. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers near side. And Hawkins is back to pass, but he's got some pressure, and we have a completed pass. Completed pass over to the 31-yard line. That brings up another first down. So most of the plays have been on the ground. They put it in the air that time, was able to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 for Mark Twain from the IndianHawks 31-yard line. Once again, exact same offense. 2 running backs and 3 receivers. And there is Avery Epperson again up through the middle, picks up about 4 yards. They give him 4 yards there, so brings up about 2nd and 6. Hawkins quick run over to the sidelines, pick up the play, and now he's back out again. They have 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. He's back in a shotgun. He's back to pass. A lot of pressure on him. And passes over to the far side, down through the corner. And that intended receiver was number 24, Braden McLeod. And he could not get to it, so it brings up a 3rd and about 6. That reception would have been about the 9-yard line. So once again, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side, 2 running backs back with Hawkins in the shotgun position. And he hands off. Perigo was the runner, and he hit a brick wall with the line, picked up maybe 2 yards. So they're bringing up 4th down and about 4 to go. And Mark Twain does have a player down on the field. He's moving around, but he's not getting up. There, well, no, they told him just lay there. So they're out working with him. Once again, 4th down and about 4 to go. And they're telling the players to go ahead and hydrate. Go ahead and step off the field and hydrate while they work with this player down. And go ahead and announce what the Cardinals score. All right, right now, 1-0 Nationals over the Cardinals in the top of the 5th inning. Cardinals have yet to have a hit. Wow, far cry from a couple days ago. All right, that is Perigo being helped off the field. He's holding his right foot up. He's going off there. He's hopping off the field. Can't say he's under his own power completely, but he's hopping off the field. That Perigo's been a heck of a runner for Mark Twain tonight. Be a big loss for them if he's not able to come back in this game. So we have a 4th down and about 4 to go. IndianHawks defense needs to step it up here in this play. And 3 wide receivers out. Hawkins back, and he forward pass, and it is no good. The pass was incomplete. I couldn't tell. He jumped up and looked like it was falling down. And so the IndianHawks defense holds, and IndianHawks will take over 1st and 10 from about their own 25-yard line. Let's see exactly where they place it. Yeah, they put the ball right on the 25-yard line. So IndianHawks 1st and 10, 25-yard line. The score is 14-0, Mark Twain, 7:24 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And there's Zach Evans cutting to the outside, and not much for him. He does pick up, looks like about 4 yards he picks up. Be about 2nd and 6. Yeah, I guess it's closer to 5 yards that he picked up. So we'll call that 2nd and 5. And here is Yates under center. I formation behind him. And he hands off to Zach Evans again. He right up the middle and picked up another couple of yards. So they have 3rd and about 3 to go. And see what they can do here. We have Malik McPike coming in here to the near side. 1 receiver to the far side. Once again, I formation with and they go right up the middle. And it looks like they might have picked up the 1st down. And they did. 1st down, IndianHawks. They have the ball now, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. So a couple of 1st downs here in the 2nd half for the IndianHawks. 5:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Still 14-0, Mark Twain over the IndianHawks. One right wide receiver out to the far side, two to the near side. Pass back, or toss back to Evans, and he is brought down just ahead of the line of scrimmage. Picked up maybe a yard. So it's going to bring up about 2nd and 8, 8.5, something like that. Be a real long 8 yards. And so once again, under center. Back to pass, and decides to keep it, and he takes off. And he is running up and has the first down. And it looks like I saw a flag on the play, but it was not a yellow flag, it was a white flag. I guess the referee surrendered. But either way is another 1st and 10 for the IndianHawks. And they are now into Mark Twain territory, whereas they are inside the 49-yard line, 1st and 10. So again, I formation, one wide receiver to each side. Yates back to pass, and that ball was almost intercepted. That was Devin Whaley that almost intercepted that pass. Landon Struess was the intended receiver. Brings up 2nd and 10. .3:59 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 10 for the IndianHawks. 14-0 Mark Twain. Yates under center again. He hands off to Zach Evans, and he's brought down after a couple of yards. Going to bring up 3rd and about 7 or so. They are at about the 46-yard line. 46-yard line of Mark Twain. So, 3rd and 7. Same lineup. Yates keeps the ball, and he's running himself. And he is up for a first down. He is tripped up at about the 36-yard line, and they place the ball at about the 34-yard line. So once again, first down IndianHawks. 1st and 10 from the Mark Twain 34. 2:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 14-0 Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. Zach Evans up the middle, and he's got a first down and more. .12-yard gain. That's going to be a 1st and 10 from about the 22-yard line. So the IndianHawks have found a little rhythm now on the ground. Yates under center again. Same setup they've had before. Zach Evans up the middle, and this time they were ready for him. No gain on the play at all. Well, they did give him a yard. Okay, so 2nd and 9 for the IndianHawks. They're on the Mark Twain 21. I believe this is the farthest incursion into Mark Twain territory tonight. See a lot of breaths down there. It's pretty darn chilly tonight compared to what it has been. So Yates keeps the ball, and he is brought down in the backfield. Brings up third and about 11. So just as they start getting into Mark Twain into some decent territory, they are brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. So Yates back in a shotgun now. And he's looking to pass, and he's under a lot of pressure. Nobody to pass to. He's rolled out to his left, and he takes off, turns the corner, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards there. So that's going to bring up 4th down. See where they place the ball. It's going to be about 4th down and about 9. He's back to about the 21-yard line. So 4th and 9 for the IndianHawks. 43.8 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Malik McPike and Landon Struss to the near side. And Yates is in a shotgun. He's back to pass. The ball was passed over to Landon Struss, and it was on the ground. And that's a turnover on downs. So from the 21-yard line of their own 21-yard line, Mark Twain Tigers take over 1st and 10 with a little over 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter. That was the farthest that the IndianHawks have gotten into Mark Twain territory tonight, I believe. Could not capitalize on it, though. So Hawkins back in a shotgun. Quick pass over to the far side, and he is gobbled up behind the line of scrimmage. Pass was complete to Landon Moss. With the loss of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and 12. And 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Something tells me they're just going to let this clock run down, and they will start from the other end. I believe that's what they're going to do since they're not moving out there. 6 seconds. And now everybody's just standing around waiting for the clock to go down. And there it is, the end of the third quarter. And so now with 1 quarter to go, we have a score of Mark Twain 14 and the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks 0. Let's take a break.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All right. Here we are beginning the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to go in regulation in this game. And the score is 14 for Mark Twain and 0 for the IndianHawks. And unfortunately, the IndianHawks have not even threatened to score tonight. They haven't even gotten close. Whereas the Tigers of Mark Twain they've scored twice, but they've really only threatened twice. They scored in their opening drive, and then once again at the end of the first half. All right, and on the first play of the fourth quarter, I believe that's Avery Epperson. Epperson carried the ball, and he picks up a yard. That brings up third down. And so they have 3rd and 9. Ball is on about the 22-yard line, their own 22-yard line. And here's Hawkins back in a shotgun again. 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to the near side, and Epperson breaks loose up the middle that time, but he still doesn't quite make it to the first down. He's going to be about a yard shy of a first down. All right, they put okay, his knee must have hit back there. I missed that. So it's going to be 4th and about 4. So Mark Twain once again faced with the 4th down, and they are going for it. And Hawkins back in a shotgun. And they are doing a hard count here, trying to get the defense to go offside. And they call a timeout. They were trying to get the IndianHawks to jump and couldn't get them to do it. Because with 4 yards to go, get that 5-yard penalty, there's their first down. But IndianHawks were disciplined enough to not do that. So, timeout, Mark Twain. Let's take a quick break.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
All right. 10 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in this ball game. 14-0. Mark Twain over the IndianHawks. And now, coming back from the timeout, Mark Twain is going to punt the ball. And there's the punt. Reimel back to try to receive it, but the ball goes out of bounds before he can get to it. So they're going to place the ball out of bounds at the 40-yard line, 41-yard line. And so it'll be 1st and 10 IndianHawks from their own 41-yard line. So they need to drive the ball. They need to get the ball down into the end zone. So far they haven't been able to get past about the 20-25-yard line. So Yates back in a shotgun. Looks like Reimel back with him, and he's back to pass. There's a pass in on a slant to Kyle Martin, and it bounced around in his arms, and it did not fall in there. So 2nd and 10 IndianHawks. The pass play tonight has not been very successful for the IndianHawks. And to be honest, the Tigers have only gotten a couple of pass plays in. Anyway, Yates back in a shotgun again. And he's looking around, really nobody to pass it to, so he takes off running. And he runs for the first down. At least I believe he got a first down. He's right at the marker. Let's see where they place the ball. They are across the 50-yard line at the 49-yard line. It is real close to a first down. I see they're picking up a flag. I didn't see a flag go down. Okay, they did give a first down there. It was close. They didn't measure it, but it was close to a first down. So they gave him that. So fresh set of downs now, 1st and 10 for the Indian Hawks at the Mark Twain 49-yard line. Got 4 receivers out and hand the ball to Jake Reimel, and he takes off up the middle, and he is in for another first down. He was tripped up a couple times, kept his feet, and finally brought down after about 11, 12 yards. So 1st and 10 Indian Hawks at the about the 38-yard line of Mark Twain. Yates in a shotgun. He's looking to pass. Pass down the middle to Zach Evans. Ball is up in the air. It is incomplete, so 2nd and 10. Like I was saying, the pass play just is not working for the Indian Hawks tonight. That was a good pass. Just very good coverage by Mark Twain on Zach Evans. And he just could not hold on to it. I imagine he's like everybody else. That ball probably feels like a brick coming in there tonight. So once again, Yates in a shotgun. Another pass. And that pass was intended for Zach Evans again, and it was way over his head. Brings up 3rd and 10. So all of a sudden now the Indian Hawks are trying some airmail, and so far without any success. Shotgun for Yates. Reimel back with him. And he's back again to pass. Looking for a play to develop, and nothing is there, and no pressure. Now there's some pressure. And incomplete pass. Pass was intended for Malik McPike. Brings up 4th and 10 after 3 unsuccessful passes. So 4th and 10 from the 38-yard line. Once again, Yates back in a shotgun. Reimel with him. And he's threatening to pass, and there's a completed pass. And touchdown. Touchdown Indian Hawks. Is that Landon Struess? So beautiful pass and reception from Sean Yates to Landon Struess. And with 9:09 remaining in this ball game, the score is now 14-6. So just like that, the Indian Hawks are back in this. So they are setting up for the extra point. Kyle Martin is back to attempt the extra point. There's the snap. Kick is up, way up, and it is good. So just like that, Indian Hawks are back in this ball game, and I need to update my screen here on what quarter it is. It is the 4th quarter. I've got the 3rd quarter on there. I need an assistant. And the Elsberry score is now 7. So we have, with 9:09 remaining in the 4th quarter, we have a score of Mark Twain 14 and the IndianHawks 7. So this is only a one-score ball game now. Kyle Martin going to be the kicker to kick the ball off to the Tigers. There's the kick. And it is picked up by Mark Twain. And they get the ball up to about the 42, 43-yard line, and that's where Mark Twain will take over 1st and 10 from their own, see where they place the ball. About the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10, Mark Twain from their own 43-yard line. IndianHawks need to make a stop now, quick. They need a quick 3 and out. 10 seconds left on the play clock. And timeout called by Mark Twain. Take a break.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust, Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, as the IndianHawks head back onto the field, and the referees are blowing the whistles trying to get the Tigers back on the field. Again, 9:02 remaining in this fourth quarter. 14-7 is the score. Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. And so 1st and 10, Mark Twain from their own 43-yard line. This has been a very low-scoring affair here. Okay, they got a very tight lineup there, and the ball is up the middle. And that is Epperson carrying the ball. Got about a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5. Once again, Hawkins back in a shotgun. One wide receiver out to either side. Epperson up the middle, and he picks up another couple of yards. He's up to the 50-yard line. So bring up 3rd and about 3. It's all of Epperson's runs have been right up the middle. And he hasn't necessarily been able to do a whole lot. He's gotten little short gains, but he's never been able to break through. Their player that kept breaking through was number 32, Logan Perigo. All right, once again, wide receivers out beach end. They hand the ball to Epperson, and he does break through that time for a 1st down. So they're going to place the ball at about the 41-yard line. So Mark Twain will Mark Twain will continue this drive. 1st and 10 from the IndianHawks 41-yard line. Clock is running with a little over 7.5 minutes remaining. And real tight formation now protecting the quarterback. He's back in a shotgun, and they give it to Epperson on the ground, and he picks up another couple of yards. Hawkins going over the sideline to get a play. Brings up 2nd and 8 for Mark Twain, and they're going to keep everything on the ground to keep this clock running. We're at 7 minutes now. Score is 14-7. Mark Twain over Clopton Elsberry. All right, 2 wide receivers out. And Hawkins keeping it himself this time on the ground. And he is tackled and taken out of bounds after a very short gain, if anything. Okay, they're going to put the ball back just about the line of scrimmage. So going to stay 3rd and about 8. They did get him out of bounds, so that did stop the clock with 6:41. All right, so definitely different formation for Mark Twain, and that was Epperson carrying, and Epperson was doing then what he does best. He broke through and picked up first down, plus he just about doubled it. So once again, first down for Mark Twain, and they are at about the 24-yard line now. So Mark Twain is into threatening territory now, and they are taking their time on each play. Under 6.5 minutes to go. Hawkins back in a shotgun, hands it off to Epperson, and he is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Matter of fact, he's gonna lose about a yard on that play. So 2nd and 11 for Mark Twain. And I don't think you're going to see anything go through the air now. I think you're going to see everything on the ground eat up that clock. 5:40 remaining in 4th quarter. 2 wideouts, 1 on each end. Hawkins back in a shotgun, and there is a penalty flag down just as they were snapping the ball. It's false start for the offense. So that's going to add another 5 yards to their second down. So instead of 2nd and 11, they'll have 2nd and 16. But in the meantime, the clock will start running again. Under 5.5 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. So 2nd and 16. I think they've loosened up their line a little bit. All right, now back to pass. And the ball dropped. He had the ball and started to run with it and dropped it. And they called the ball dead. Didn't look to me, it went out of bounds anyway, so it really was a dead ball. But it looked to me like they called that one dead pretty quick. So anyway, we're going to have 3rd down about 16 now. I guess referee was a lot closer than we are. I guess maybe he could see that he didn't have full possession of it probably. But 3rd and 16, 5:08 remaining in the 4th quarter. And here's a reverse. Coming around to the near side and brought down. That was Lakota Preston that got the reverse, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, brings up 4th down. So 4th and about 17 now for Mark Twain. So since they got down to the 21-yard line, they've been going backwards. Ball's sitting on the 30-yard line, and they need to go to the 13-yard line to get a first down. And I don't know if I mentioned it tonight, but it's definitely cooled off up here. We can all see our breath even here in the press box. So I can imagine what sitting down there in those aluminum stands feels like. All right, Hawkins back to pass, and it is intercepted. The ball is intercepted by the IndianHawks. Lucas Martin with the interception. So 1st and 10 IndianHawks. You know, I kind of laugh at those things. If he would have knocked it down instead of intercepting it, they would have gotten the ball back at about 30-yard line instead of where they did. But you're not thinking of those things at the time. So 1st and 10 for the IndianHawks at their own 16-yard line with 4:13 remaining in the fourth quarter. Okay, Yates back in a shotgun. And double reverse. Malik McPike with the ball running here to the near side. And he is brought down. He is up near the first down. There is a flag down. And they are moving the sticks. All right, 1st and 10 IndianHawks from about the 26-yard line. Clock is running with under 4 minutes. And here's Yates coming to the near side, and he is running and drops the ball, but he's out of bounds when he drops it. So gain of about 6 on the play brings up 2nd and 4. But going out of bounds does stop the clock with 3:42 remaining. The score is 14-7. Mark Twain over IndianHawks, but the IndianHawks have the ball. So Yates back in shotgun, got 2 runners with him. Hands the ball to Zach Evans, and he's trying to break loose, but he does have a first down. So Zach Evans with the first down for the IndianHawks, and that stops the clock with 3:35. They've started the clock up again now. As soon as they set the ball, they start the clock up again. So 3 out on the far side, 1 on the near side. Reimel back with with Yates. Pass to Kyle Martin, and he is brought down with about a 6-yard gain. That was a pass up the middle. And so it brings up 2nd and 4. Kyle Martin just a little bit slow after being hit pretty hard. Under 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 4 from the 46-yard line. Yates rolling out to the far side, looking to pass, nobody to pass to, and he is brought down. He's brought down in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of about 7 or so on the play. So they're going to have 3rd and 11 now. There was just nobody to pass to. And unfortunately, I've just got one camera up here, so I can't show you downfield like they do on the professional games. They have 8 or 10 cameras out on the field. So, big 3rd down here for the IndianHawks. 2.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Zach Evans running the ball up the middle, and he picked up about 8 yards on that carry. So 4th and 2 for the IndianHawks. A little over 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. And there's the snap. Little trouble on the exchange. Zach Evans has the ball, and he is not going to make it for that 4th down. Or make it to the first down. So the IndianHawks are stopped short of the first down, and Mark Twain will take over on downs. Mark Twain has the lead 14-7, and there's 2:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. So the Indian Hawks need a takeaway now. They need to force a fumble or get an interception. So 1st and 10, Mark Twain from the Indian Hawks 47-yard line. The Mark Twain Tigers, all they need to do is just run with the ball and protect the ball. So Hawkins receives a snap, gives it to Epperson, and he is up the middle. And he is up for probably a 9-yard gain. Going to bring up 2nd and 1. Timeout called. 1:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. Timeout has been called. Let's take a break.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world. But here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker at our community, which is what good banking relationships are all about. We all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Elsberry, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, we are back. 1:40 remaining in the 4th quarter, probably remaining in the game, barring a takeaway and a pick six or something like that. Mark Twain controlling the ball. They have the ball 2nd down and 1 from about the 37-yard line. Hawkins back in shotgun again. Same formation they've been running most of the game. Epperson with the run, and he just almost broke through that time. He was dragging defenders with him, but he does pick up the 1st down. And the clock is running with 1.5 minutes to go. They are on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 30. And so, once again, barring a takeaway, Mark Twain is controlling this football. And flags on the play, and it looks like it's going to be false start. It is false start on Mark Twain. So that brings it back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15 with 1:08 remaining. So, penalty against Mark Twain, but I don't believe it's going to affect much. Once again, you are listening to the Indian Sports Network, and also possibly listening on KYRO 1280 AM, 105.3 FM. And here is Hawkins back in his shotgun, one wide receiver to each end. Gives the ball to Epperson, and he takes off and is taking several players with him, and he is up near the 1st down. And that is what they gave him, was the 1st down. 36.8 seconds to go till they set the ball, and they will be, and there goes the clock. So 30 seconds to go in this 4th quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Mark Twain. 18 seconds, and they just took a knee. And so that, folks, is going to be the end of the ball game. Final score once the clock hits. Final score is going to be 14-7. Mark Twain Tigers over the Clopton Elsberry IndianHawks, and there was the buzzer right there, siren, whatever it is. So with that takes the IndianHawks to a 2-5 record, and Mark Twain to 3-4. So I have to look and see what that does to the to the district standings. But IndianHawks are in the bottom half of the standings. And so not a whole lot of bright spots tonight. I mean, IndianHawks did have the one successful drive. The pass from Sean Yates to Landon Struess for 7 yards. And other than that, they were not able to do much with the ball. And Mark Twain, while they didn't do a whole lot with the ball, they were able to score twice, and that was the difference in the game. Other than that, it was basically a game of pitch and catch back and forth. Neither team was able to really get much on the other one. So next week, IndianHawks travel to Bowling Green, and that'll be their second to the last game of the season. So depending on how the schedule works out, it's very possible that the Elsberry girls softball team will be playing in a championship game for districts. If that's the case, then I will not be covering the football game from Bowling Green. I'll be covering the championship game, but if for whatever reason they lose the first district game in Valley Park Wednesday night, then I will be at the football game. So we'll just have to see exactly what happens. But this game's over with. Not a heck of a lot to talk about on it. So I'm going to go ahead and back it on out of here. It's cold night tonight. And so from Clopton High School in Clarksville or Ann Ada or wherever we are up here. I don't know what the actual address is. I was just told it is a Clarksville address. Wasn't sure. I guess I ought to know that. My wife went to school up here. So she's going to be landing on me with both feet. Find out that I don't even know exactly where the address is here. But anyway, from Clopton High School, this is Kenny Masterson for the Indian Sports Network and for KYRO 1280 AM and 105.3 FM. And this is Kenny Masterson saying good night, and we will see you on the next broadcast. Good night, everybody.